In this video, you'll learn how to use Tux Equipment's emulsifier, the TEE10HP. Before we get started, let's familiarize ourselves with the machine. The emulsifier is a pump and blender in one. It is used in applications that require pumping, mixing, and shearing. The machine has an integrated impeller that provides high flow rates while mixing and blending the product. The emulsifier is mounted on a cart so that it can be easily moved. On the top of the machine are two switches marked Mixer and Speed. The Mixer switch powers the machine on and off. The Speed knob varies the speed of the motor from 0 to 9. The inlet package will vary depending on the kettle or vessel being used. The emulsifier comes with an outlet package to transfer the product to the vessel. The outlet package consists of two Foodmaster hoses, 3 dairy gaskets and clamps, and a hook-style nozzle. The emulsifier uses 2 blades, outer and inner. The machine comes equipped with standard blades, but it can also be ordered with blades for coarser or finer product. It is powered by a variable speed 10-horse motor that runs on 240 volts. At the start of the day, or between jobs, the machine should be sanitized before beginning operation. Begin by loosening and removing the 3 thumb screws that hold the outer blade. Then remove the outer blade assembly and set it aside. To remove the inner blade, you'll need a deep well 15/16 inch socket, ratchet, and metal bar. First, remove the safety guard by loosening and removing the thumb screw. Then lift the safety guard to expose the shaft. Make note of the hole in the shaft. Insert one end of the metal bar into the shaft. Then put the socket wrench on the nut that holds the inner blade. While holding the metal bar in the shaft, turn the ratchet counterclockwise to loosen the nut. Unscrew the nut until it comes off. Set aside the nut and rubber gasket. Then pull off the inner blade. Behind the inner blade is a seal kit that must be removed. On the shaft is a metal key sitting in a keyway. To remove the key, you must push in on the seal kit, then lift and remove the key. Finally, remove the seal kit and spring. Rinse the housing with clean water. Sanitize all the removable parts in a 3-compartment sink. When dry, place the parts on the rack and in the tray of the emulsifier. When the emulsifier is not being used, it should always be cleaned and left in an assembled state. To assemble the emulsifier, first insert the spring into a hole on the backside of the seal kit. Then, inside the housing, you'll see a notch where the other end of the spring must end up. Push the spring and seal kit on the shaft, making sure the spring lands in this notch. Hold the seal kit in place and grab the key. The keyway on the shaft should be facing upwards. Push the seal kit in slightly, then set the key on the shaft. Place the inner blade on the shaft so that the blade cylinder lines up with the key on the shaft. Next, grab the nut and rubber gasket. The rubber gasket is directional, so make sure the right side goes into the grooves of the nut. Hand thread the nut and then tighten with the socket wrench and bar. Attach the safety guard and tighten the thumb screw. Next, put a gasket on the outer blade. Then fasten it to the assembly with the 3 thumb screws. Before the emulsifier can be used, it must be plugged in, the blades aligned, and the inlet and outlet packages must be assembled. The emulsifier comes with a long cable that must be plugged into a twist lock type plug. Before plugging it in, make sure that the mixer switch is in the off position and the speed knob is set to 0. Then plug the twist lock plug into the twist lock connector. The blades are aligned by adjusting the tightness of the thumb screws on the outer blade assembly. Turn the mixer switch to the on position. Then slowly turn the speed knob to 2 or 3 and listen to the sound. Out of aligned blades will sound like this. Tighten or loosen the thumb screws until you hear less noise and it sounds more like this. When you have adjusted it correctly, increase the speed to confirm the blade alignment. Warning: to avoid seal damage, do not run the machine longer than 20 seconds without product. Once the blades are aligned, turn the speed knob to 0 and the on-off switch to off. Now it's time to begin assembly of the inlet and outlet packages. Push the emulsifier near the vessel or kettle. Use a combination of food master hoses, dairy clamps, and gaskets to attach the outlet of the vessel to the inlet of the emulsifier. Then use the food master hoses, dairy clamps, and gaskets to circulate back to the vessel. The hook-style nozzle attaches to the outlet hose and is hooked on the vessel. Once the inlet and outlet packages are completely assembled and installed, you can open the drain or discharge valve of the vessel. Turn the mixer switch to the on position. Then slowly turn the speed knob until you reach a consistent flow into the vessel. Run and adjust the machine until you feel you have a desired consistency. Depending on the volume and consistency you want to achieve, this process is going to take an undetermined amount of time because all products and consistencies are different. It's up to the operator to develop the recipe. When the product has achieved the desired consistency, it will be time to disassemble and clean the machine. At the vessel or kettle, close the drain or discharge valve. Place a large bowl under the inlet of the emulsifier. Then loosen the dairy clamp and hose so that the food product drains into the bowl. Remove all the clamps and hoses. Finally, disassemble, clean, and sanitize all the parts. For more information, contact Tux Customer Service.